Let's work on an old house, they said. It'll be fun, they said. I don't know who they are, but they need to be quiet. 175 years ago, a man of faith and his family began to build a house here in Pulaski County. 175 years ago, a man of faith and his family began to build a house with the material that they could be source around them, and this old house still stands. This old house is definitely in need of work, and this old house is definitely in need of some repairs and improvements, but it's still here, and it's still been shelter from Cindy and I this winter. And we've still used the old fireplace. We put an insert in it, but we've used the old fireplace, and we've sheltered under the old roof, and it's been a good winter place for us to go through the winter. And so today, in February, it's warming up, and I am working on the window. And as I work on this window, I'm reminded of that family and what they would have went through building this house. No electric, no power tools, not even the flooring is just logs. The floor framing, the floor joists are just logs, and the rim joists are hand-hewn logs. A lot of the work on this house was done with a string line and an axe and a handsaw, and a chisel. So as I work today with my power tools and my cordless power tools, and some of the better that can be bought today, because I do that for a living, so I try to keep good tools, I'm reminded of what they would have done. I have made it a point to use my hammer more than a nail gun, but that's about as old school as I'm getting. But as I look at that, and then I think, I still use a hammer about every day. I use a chisel pretty often. Still use a tape measure, and I still carry a chalk line with a string line that can be used as a plumb bob. There's things that don't change. Even in a changing world, even when things seem to be changing fast, there are things that don't change. A nail still drives with a hammer. A tape measure, an inch is still an inch, and square is still square, and level is still level. And whether you find that with a plumb bob or whether you find that with a bubble level, that's still true is true. And so I think about that man and his faith and him believing the Bible 175 years later. True is still true. That the God that he had faith in is still the God that I have faith in. He's still the one true God. And so I'm reflecting on that a lot today as I work on this old house. But you guys might be tired of hearing me talk. I want to show you this old house that I'm working on. I show you what we're doing today. We're working on an old window. I've took out the old broke down window, and I didn't video that, but there's the pieces of it. And I tore it out, and now I'm getting the framing all set to set our new window. I've got to make the hole a little smaller. I've got to make sure everything's good and square, and level. And I do that with a square and a tape measure and a level. I've got a 2-foot level that I use a lot, and so we're gonna keep working on that. I'm just gonna let this roll while I work on that. So hopefully you guys get something out of it. I'm tearing stuff up. I am tearing out the other window of this kitchen on the old house, and I'm getting it ready to put another new window in it. So hide and watch. There's a hole in my house. I have torn the window out, and we are fixing to go to the lumber yard to get the lumber we need to frame that in. So we're headed off. Taking you guys along in the truck with me. I'm going to our local lumber yard. Richland, well, it's not a lumber yard, it's a hardware store. They sell some lumber. Mostly hardware, but some lumber, lots of flooring, lots of appliances, and lots of hardware, plumbing and that type thing. If you need it, you might ask them if they've got it. Ammunition, hunting license, those kinds of things they definitely have. So we're fixing to go to Richland Hardware and get some material we need for this project. So I thought I'd bring you guys along, and hopefully my old truck don't beat you up too bad. That's my driveway, not the county road. County road gets worse. I mean, no, it doesn't actually. They do a pretty good job on our road, and we are between the two water treatment plants, so they really do a pretty good job keeping this up, because it's a high use for the city, and the county communicate, and they keep it up pretty good. So we're off like a herd of turtles. I think this is the closest Cindy and I have ever lived to a town that really has some amenities. We used to live in a little town in Wyoming that did have a restaurant and a very small grocery store. And I guess it had a oil field supply place that had some hardware and stuff. But this town that we live close to has a little more than that, definitely a bigger town, and we're just right outside of town, so it's a lot bigger town than what we lived in. The town we used to live in, we lived in a town for a while, one time, and it was only like 110, 115 people, but it was kind of the supply town, so it had a couple of things, but not much. But we're headed into Richland. Take you guys to the hardware store, and we'll get some supplies we need. So. right, well, this is Richland Hardware. We're in the hardware store, and they're already loading my material. And this is a kind of a bustling little place sometimes, and it is definitely a place you can find things you might not find other places. Good service for one, probably the best service in the county. And so this is a place where I get most of my material, and I work out of here too a lot, use a lot of material out of here for my job. So I just kind of thought I'd bring you guys along today. Hold it still for you, will that help?
The screw is just a hair too small.
Yeah.
For the threads. And the other ones are even thinner than this.
Yeah. Put some glue on this.
Yeah, that's what that was his idea. I told him I don't think that was going to be the greatest idea because it literally will not close now. That's what he said to do. Customer's always right, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
That's what we've been told for years.
Yeah.
All right.
Told you guys that there's great service here. I'm even repairing reading glasses. So, all right.
Well, thank you very much, sir.
I need to charge that.
Better watch your house.
All right. Okay, that's all. All right, what is it?
I got two 8-foot 2x4s
All right.
and an 8-foot 1x4. That's exactly what I got yesterday.
All right. What was the other one? Oh, 1x4?
1x4. Yes.
All right. Just one of those?
One.
Got it.
Two 2x4s, one.
Got it.
All right.
All right. Ready for a signature from you? All right, you're good to go.
All right.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you.
You need to go get a MFA.